It is great to be here. Region 9 action resumes. It's been a crazy day. If you're into the high school sports, you know today is National Letter of Intent Day, and there have been kids from all around the region signing scholarships and getting prepared to move on to the next level. Probably the biggest news came right here in this high school as Panay Sewell, Mike's got the big old O up there. He picked Oregon.
Oregon!
I got to be honest with you, Mike. I'm a little shocked. I thought, if Nick Saban comes to your high school, how can you say no to that?
I don't know. I really don't. I was down actually talking to Desert Hills coach there, and I said, so how are things going? He goes, man, the big news, Oregon, can you believe it? I mean, even he was going nuts on it. But, hey, good luck to the kid. I hope that Sewell has a great run. I hope it all works out. And being a Duck may not be too bad.
Being a Duck may not be too bad at all. If you like rain, I don't know if Panay likes rain or not, and we'll find out. I guess it does rain a lot up there in Oregon, but good luck to him. I have to admit, I've over the years, and by the way, our pregame today brought to you by Roy's Pizza and Pasta. I'm a little bit of a skeptic when it comes to signing day because, we get all excited, and these kids deserve to be honored and stuff, but about half of them never will play it down for the school they sign with, whether they quit football, whether they transfer schools, whether they go on a mission and then decide to do something else or go somewhere else. So to me, I feel like it's kind of an overhyped day, but certainly I can see the reason for getting excited for these young men. And I'll be honest, this Panay Sewell thing this year, actually for 3 years now he's been recruited, is a really cool thing for Southern Utah. It's not very often guys like Nick Saban. You had every team in the Pac-12 was after him, teams in the Big Ten and the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC. The Mountain West, even independents like BYU and Notre Dame were interested in him. It's been a great thing for Southern Utah, and I think Southern Utah is starting to kind of show up on the map and as far as college football is concerned.
Yeah, I would agree at that, Andy, and I agree totally with the idea that it's great for this area. It's good to see these kids. I spent some time earlier today going over the college signings, and to your point, it was kind of interesting seeing how many kids had committed, decommitted, moved on, changed their mind, went here, and you just I gotta admit, years ago I would have went, that's not right. Right now I'm saying, go where you feel like you can do best. If you change your mind, as long as you don't sign your name and then, just disappear or something, this is okay. We'll see. Good luck to Panay Sewell, headed for Oregon.
And Leo Jacobson and the rest of the region, Peyton Wilgar, the rest of the region that's signed to play at the next level. And we obviously, we're big Region 9 sports fans. Obviously, we want these guys to do well and to go on to the next level. I think of about a kid like Cody Wilstead up at BYU. I hope he does well because that can do nothing but be positive for Southern Utah and for Pineview and for Region 9 and for everybody involved with this. And I hope he has a fantastic deal up there. By the way, lost in all this news, a couple of things. First of all, Andy Stokes accepting the job at Timpview High School as the head coach. And then a little bit of fallout from Coach Frankie being dismissed a couple of weeks ago. Nick Hansen, the longtime defensive coordinator and assistant for Coach Frankie, has decided he's going to be the D coordinator at Pineview next year for Coach Ray Hosner. So Hosner has Gary Croton as his O coordinator, Nick Hansen as his D coordinator. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I think Pineview might be the team to beat in football next fall.
Boy, you start racking up names and things like that. Absolutely, that could be a huge move. And, of course, now you have two head coaches that have got to be named right here in the region. Got a new school coming on in about a year and a half. Region 9, look out, here they come.
Yeah, I heard a couple of rumors. The one most exciting to me is that Blaine Monkers may be coming back to Dixie.
That's what I heard
How
today.
cool would that be to have Coach Monkers back in town? And I don't really know much about what Desert Hills has in the works right now, but as you mentioned too, Crimson Hills, I think Crimson Cliffs. Crimson Cliffs High School will be looking for a new coach in the next year and a half. And Rusty Taylor, who's the principal right now of Desert Hills, is the principal of that new school. So a lot of fun and exciting things going on in Region 9, huh?
Amen. Oh, and there's basketball, too.
How about basketball? We are here tonight at the Thunderdome as Desert Hills gets ready for a home game in a game that, I think Pineview at this point has probably seen the writing on the wall. They're not going to be in the postseason unless something crazy happens. Desert Hills, though, this is a must-win game at home as they host the Pineview Panthers. They're 2 games behind Dixie. They slipped up at home against Canyon View. They've lost their other game to Dixie. They can't afford to lose another region game if they want to finish in second or maybe first place in region, Mike.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I went down and spoke with Coach Turley, and maybe make this our coach's comments, brought to you by the Locker Room. He said that exact same thing. I asked him, I said, how do you feel? What's the news? What's going on? And he says, all I can tell you, we can't lose. We can't lose on our home court again here tonight. I asked him about, well, you got a team coming in. It's any bad thing that could have happened, I think has happened to Pineview this year, with kids leaving the team, with injuries, with sickness, all kinds of stuff. And I says, is there any problem getting your kids up? And he just said, ooh, no.
No.
Not when it comes to Pineview.
We'll be ready.
It's a big rivalry. They like it. But Coach Turley basically said, we have got to get this. There's only 4 games left in the regular season, for crying out loud.
I talked with Coach Ryan Eves, saw him at the store the other day, and just stood there and talked with him for a little while. And, you know, obviously a frustrating year for him, not the year that he expected. You remember this summer they had, you know, Jacob Ferris, big part of the team this summer. They had Dallin Brown, who was an up-and-coming superstar in football and I think in basketball. And then they had a very healthy Taylor Tobler. Those 3 guys now, Ferris quit the team. Brown has been suspended for the season. Tobler had a really bad lung infection that has somehow affected his health. His knees now are all screwed up, and I don't know how it goes from your lung to your knees, but I know this Tobler is not healthy. Pineview is not the team that it started the season or spent the summer with, and Coach Ryan Eves has really had his work cut out for him.
Desert Hills, an interesting team, and again, talking with the coach about his team, he goes, you know, we've tweaked it a little bit this year. We've tried a few different things, and he kiddingly said, I've taken Tyler Mars, who's a heck of a ball player. He said, I pulled him out of the starting rotation. I bring him off the bench. Having said that, he gets more minutes than many of the starters do. And he said his numbers have gone up. Now, I'm not sure the reason I took him off is giving him better numbers, but it might, and I'm not screwing with it, you know.
Yeah, don't mess with something if it's working.
Amen. Yep.
And you know, in Desert Hills right now, it is working for them. They're at 6-2. They're 2 games behind Dixie. I talked to a couple of Desert Hills fans. They're like, we're just kind of waiting for Dixie to stub their toe, but they're not stubborn. Maybe tonight. They play a very good Hurricane team tonight over there at the hangar. And Desert Hills, you know, they need somebody to do them a favor because they play Dixie again. They could beat them, but they'd still be a game behind. So they need somebody to help them out and beat the Dixie Flyers.
Speaking of games coming up, and talking to Coach Turley about his remaining games, he's got a tough run coming up. He's got Pineview tonight. Okay, maybe should get this one. He's got a pretty doggone good Hurricane team coming up on Friday, and then next week, he takes on 2 of the other top 4 teams, Dixie and Canyon View. That's how he ends his season. Hang on, should be a good one.
And those last 2 you mentioned are the 2 losses that they've gotten this year.
That's right.
And the Canyon View game is on the road. That's going to be a tough one for them. So certainly Desert Hills has their work cut out for them. But they are still the defending region champs, and until someone, you know, knocks them out of that, they're going to stay there. But yeah, this is the pregame brought to you by Roy's Pizza and Pasta. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have our Camping World keys to the game. Pineview, Desert Hills coming up.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Mike, as we were talking about Pineview tonight, we're talking about Tobler's sick and Farish is off the team and Brown is off the team. And during the summer, they had a guy move in named Jack O'Donnell. Imagine where the Panthers would be right now without Jack, because he has kind of been the guy carrying what he can on his shoulders for Pineview recently.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the last game I did. It was over at Pineview, and they ended up actually losing the game, unfortunately. But I tell you what, if he hadn't have been there, it would have been an absolute blowout. Jack, he's averaging, over 12 points a game, I think.
Yeah, almost 13 points a game for them. And Tobler over 12 a game, but we don't know his health. The Coach Eves told me he's just really hurting. And
yep.
We appreciate Locker Room for sponsoring our coach's comments. Let's jump real quick into some keys to the game brought to you by Camping World. Mike, is tempo going to be a big one today?
I think it will. I don't think Pineview has the numbers to really hang up, and if Desert Hills can move the ball quickly up and down the court, and they've got the guys, talking about Tyler Weber and Trey Allred and Trevin Lindstrom, and even the Mars brothers there in the middle. Well, give them all. Tucker Peterson, they're all pretty good athletes. They can get up and down the court, and I think tempo will be a good thing for Desert Hills.
Thunder averaging 58 points a game. The Panthers at about 53 a game. So obviously I think Desert Hills would like it to be a little more up-tempo.
Yep.
Pineviews had a few lulls this year where they didn't score a ton of points, and that could be a situation tonight. All right, we've got our national anthem coming up. We'll take a 90-second break.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to Desert Hills High School. Thunder getting ready to take on the Pineview Panthers. We were talking about our Camping World of St. George keys to the game. And, Mike, for Pineview, they're down to just a scorer or two left on the team. I think Hunter Moore can score. Obviously, we talked about Jack O'Donnell as being a scorer, but I have a feeling that maybe one of the keys to this game is, can O'Donnell and Moore keep them in the game? Maybe Gavin Bateman throw in there too, but can they keep them in the game, because they don't have a lot of firepower anymore?
They really don't. And that was really obvious the last game I did for Pineview, and I was going to point to those guys. I think Gavin Bateman and at times even Connor Brooksby can do some things, but they're not big scorers. But they've got to have, I'll tell you what, they need every possible point they can get tonight. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. Pretty tough. You got a pretty good team in Desert Hills.
We appreciate Camping World of St. George for being your keys sponsor. Now let's move into our starting lineup. Starting lineup is brought to you by Sky Mountain Golf Course. Mike, hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course in Hurricane. You can call for tee time for tomorrow morning or later this weekend. 635-7888 is the phone number. They have turned the lights out here at the Thunderdome as we get ready for the starters. Let's talk about Pineview starters real quick. Obviously starting with O'Donnell at 13 a game. O'Donnell is an interesting player because he's tough inside. He can hit the three, but he's a little undersized to be a post and maybe not quite quick enough to be a true guard. He's kind of a tweener.
Yeah, he really is, but he can get going, and as I said, I saw him go from no points to 18 in about 2.5 quarters. So he's definitely got the ability to do that. They're going to have to get whatever they can out of Tobler tonight, too. I know he's not 100%, but they need some scoring out of him.
Last time I did a Pineview game, in fact, it was a week ago tonight, I believe, Tobler didn't even dress. He was in street clothes. Now, I know he's played once or twice since then, but it was limited minutes. 5-10 minutes is all he was able to play. So that's something that's going to be, we'll have to keep a close eye on if Tobler can go. I'm looking down at the starting lineup down there for Pineview. I see sophomore Ryan Hopper out on the floor, making maybe one of his early starts, as well as Jack O'Donnell, Connor Brooksby, and Michael Moten. There's your starting five for Pineview High School. It remains to be seen what they're going to get out of Tobler. It's dark enough, I can't tell if he's in street clothes or in a uniform today.
I can't either. I want to quickly mention Hopper. I like Hopper. I mean, he doesn't score a lot of points, but he's an integral part of the team. He's a pretty good guard. He moves well on the court, and he handles the ball really well.
Yeah, I like Hopper, too. He's a kind of a quiet kid. He knows his role. He's just a sophomore. He comes in and does what he can. Hit some big shots, though, when they had a road or a home win a couple of weeks ago, and even had a game winner opportunity against Snow Canyon a couple of days ago, but couldn't get it to go. Real quickly, starting for the Desert Hills Thunder, Ryan Mars in the middle. As you mentioned, his brother Tyler will come off the bench.
Yep.
There's also Tucker Peterson, Trey Allred, Tyler Weber, and Trevin Lindstrom. And it is Ryan Mars who wins the center jump, and Desert Hills will start with the basketball. Mars in the high post, hands it off to Lindstrom. Lindstrom had a look at a three, maybe not looking for one this early. Now to Peterson. Peterson skips it over on the left side. That is Weber, one dribble. Now goes in the post to Mars. Mars spins to the hole, but left it short. Rebound taken down by O'Donnell.
Yeah, nice move to the middle, but just frankly short-armed that shot.
Hopper running the point now. The sophomore, 10th grader, gets it over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell hard drive up off the glass, no good, a little too hard. So Mars's was short, O'Donnell's was a little long.
They got to get together here and work on. He had that little bit of trouble. I think the adrenaline really gets going to him at the start of the game.
Yeah, good point, Mike. Weber will launch a three, in and out, no good. Rebound, though. Mars on the glass. That's Ryan Mars with the putback.
And that's where I think he has really excelled this year. He's become such a better low post player down underneath.
First basket of the game, took almost a minute to score it. Now the Panthers on the other end, they launch a three, and there's Connor Brooksby with, I think, only his fourth or fifth three of the season. It's good.
Yeah, he only averages 3 or 4 points a ball game, so is he done? No, just kidding. He can shoot it.
That is his seventh three of the year, Mike.
Go.
And they played, 18 games? Now 19th game, 7-3. So about every 3 games he makes one. 3-2, Pineview on top here on the road. That's what it's going to take, I think, for Pineview to pull an upset today, is somebody to kind of step out of their own shadow. Tucker Peterson going one-on-one with Brooksy. Crossover behind his back, kicks it in the corner. 3 out of the corner. Team Diallo 3 is too long by Lindstrom. And O'Donnell again with the rebound.
See, that's where he's a complete guy. He shoots, he drives, he rebounds, does it all.
Hopper now to Moten. Around the horn to O'Donnell, back to Brooksby. Now to Hunter Moore. Pineview basically playing 5 guards, or 3 guards and 2 small forwards, if you will. Moten just double dribbled, got away with it. You see that, Mike? Oops.
I think he practiced that a week ago.
Ref didn't see him. Moten, by the way, is getting offers to play college ball. Didn't sign today, but I think he's got some options, even though he hasn't made anything official yet.
He is such an athlete. Such an athlete. And he's looking better and better in basketball, too.
A little bit undersized, but he can make a great returner. And, I mean, you want to talk undersized. Emmett Smith was only 5'6", one of the best, the best statistically running back in the history of the game.
There you go.
Desert Hills.
He's a little beefier, though, than Moten.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Moten would have to work on that. O'Donnell launches a 3, and that is good. Team Diallo 3, and it's a 6-2 lead for the visitors.
Well, you called it. That's what they've got to do. I think if they have any hopes of pulling this one out, they got to go long ball. They've got to hit some.
That was great defense by Desert Hills. They didn't allow any penetration by Pineview, but O'Donnell eventually just said, you know what? I'm going to throw it up there. Let's see what happens. The referees saying Trey Allred stepped on as Pineview tried to make an attempt. They say Allred stepped on the line as he touched the ball. So we'll go back to the Panthers, who right now have a 6-2 lead. Early upset special maybe, Mike.
We may see that. They're looking pretty good. Good ball movement and good movement without the ball.
Now their turnover this time on Pineview. Lindstrom brings it into forecourt. He crosses over and kicks it back outside. Now they go to Weber and around the horn to Peterson. One-on-one, O'Donnell staring him down. Now to Allred, and Allred to Ryan Mars. Mars from 17 turns around and can't get it to go. Moten on the glass.
Boy, sure had a good look at about a 15, 16-footer. Just couldn't get it to drop for him.
O'Donnell fakes a three, drives in, avoids the charge, but then misses the bank shot. Rebound to Tuck Peterson. He leads it ahead to Weber. Weber crosses over, goes in the lane, hits it. Count it, and a foul.
A lot of times I like to give the officials a little grief on some of those, but I like the call. I like what, because I think every attempt was made, as you called it, Andy, to avoid any kind of bumping, and then he floated it up and in. I like it good, and one. Yeah,
the only argument you could make is a no call, but
that's
definitely
right.
Not a charge. He
Right.
He avoided the contact. So getting the personal foul for Pineview is sophomore Ryan Hopper, his first. And a three-point play is complete by Tyler Weber. It's 6-5 now.
Yeah, Weber looking nice on that play.
Bringing to cross is that youngster, Hopper. Hopper drives all the way to the lane. Now he's cut off, needs some help. Goes out high to Brooksby, around the horn they go. Now over to Bateman. Gavin Bateman wears number 12. I'm kind of getting the feeling we're not going to see Tolbert tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If they haven't gone to him yet, they're probably not going to. I still don't see him over there, though. Tobler with a unique haircut. You normally could spot him. By the way, Pineview got a new guy in the game. That is Anderson. Three on the other side is up and no good by Bateman. Rebound to Tyler Mars, who's into the game now, Mike. You mentioned him in the pregame.
That's right. He'll come in and he'll be in there a lot, too.
Weber, little leap and leaner, no good. Got his own rebound, knew where it was going, put it up. Oh, wouldn't go as it rolls around the rim, but he will go to the free throw line.
Again, good job. There you go, guys. Watch what he did. He put the ball up from the right side. He didn't give up. He went right back in, got the rebound, and tried it again.
Personal foul is on, well, they have number 12. Pineview doesn't, oh, I'm looking at the wrong roster. There you go. That was on Bateman. And Weber hits the first free throw.
Knotted up at 6, so Desert Hills comes back after being down 6-2.
Weber averaging 9.2 points per game. Definitely an integral part of this offense. And, well, he made those free throws look easy. Switched to pair. And it's 7-6. Desert Hills got the lead now. Pineview breaks the token press by Desert Hills. As they go, Bateman and Hopper playing a little catch. Hopper keeping the dribble alive. Looks like a kid very comfortable with the handle. He goes way out high to Bateman, and now they looking for someone else to go to. Falling down with the ball is Moore, and he's going to get a travel charge.
Yeah.
Allred bumped him a little, but I think he just kind of slipped or lost his balance.
He was falling into it. At least that's the way it looked to me. So when he went down, I think he just backed up and says, I didn't do that. It wasn't my problem. The officials agreed.
3 minutes left in the quarter. Hard drive. Nice up and under move by Trevin Lindstrom.
Wow, I love that move. He was going hard. And just a quick little sidestep, and he laid it in.
9-6. It's a 7-0 run for the Thunder. 2:45 left in the first quarter. Hopper's got it. Drives hard. Pulls up from 10. Shot good. Nice shot from the sophomore.
By the way, Jared Kohler also into the game right now for Pineview, and they have been going much, much deeper.
Late pass to Mars. Lost it. Got it back. Can't get the shot to go, but he was fouled. And, Mike, that was a very weird fast break.
Yes, it was.
Two guys, he lost it, and two guys came flying by him. And I don't know if one of them bumped it or not, but all of a sudden the ball's still sitting there for Tyler Mars. So he's like, all right, I'll shoot it.
Had to lay back a little bit. Couldn't get it to drop, but he has a free throw. Couple coming up here. Wow.
Personal was called, by the way, free throw no good. Personal call on Anderson of Pineview. And now a hockey line change. A whole bunch of new guys come into the game. I think, 6 or 7 new players on the floor out of the 10?
Wow.
One of the guys staying out there is, of course, the free throw shooter, Tyler Mars. He's got one more. That one no good as well, so T. Mars misses a pair. And the score remains 9-8. Hey, look who's out there.
Yeah, I just
Tobler is
noticed that.
on the floor. Goes left side to Moten for three. That's short. Tucker Peterson with a great rebound in traffic.
He's just so strong, Andy. He muscled that one away.
But Desert Hills throws it away. Tobler on the run. Goes to Moten on the right side. Now top of the key to O'Donnell. Left side to Tobler. They let him have a three. He launches it, and it's too hard. No good. Rebound, no, great board by Sampson.
Yeah, he went over the back. I mean, didn't foul. He just went up and got it.
Now he'll try a three at the other end. He leaves it short, but got his own rebound. And Desert Hills will reset. 1:40 left in the first. 9-8. Thunder on top of the Panthers.
Three's not falling all of a sudden. Hit a couple early, but now it's like,
Peterson
Okay.
steps back and says, in your face, Mike
Yeah,
McGarry.
I know. Take that here. I'll take it. There you go. Nice shot by Peterson.
And a little bumping foul on Desert Hills in the backcourt
Sampson, I
after the
think.
Team Diano three by Peterson. I was talking with Tucker Peterson's dad, and he said, the coaches kind of told Tuck not to shoot out there, to go hang around the basket. But he says every once in a while he wanders out there, and as we know from that shot right there, he can hit.
He can hit, absolutely. I guarantee every coach says, no, nice shot.
12-8 Desert Hills. Minute 10 left in the quarter. Pineview on the offense. Brooksby's got it. Looks to Tobler. Tobler launches another three. This one's perfect.
Wow.
Team Diano tray from Taylor Tobler.
Okay, just needed one warm-up, I guess. That looked nice. Catch and shoot in rhythm.
Third three of the quarter for Pineview, and that's why they're within 1 point of Desert Hills with under a minute to go. Peterson throws it away, but nice save by Lindstrom. Little nonchalant was Tucker Peterson on that one. Lindstrom stop and pop, 17, good.
Boy, kind of an unorthodox shot. He seemed to be twisting, but hey, it went in.
3-point lead for the Thunder, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Appreciate CEC TV and the guys in the truck helping us out, Marcus Farnsworth and company.
They did such a good job. We really appreciate working with them.
Lead pass for Tobler, and it's stolen away. Not a good pass. Now 3-on-2, and the Thunder slam on the breaks. They can play for one now with 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I think Sampson noticed that. Whoa, one shot, guys. Set it up.
Sampson over to Peterson. Peterson's got to go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Pulls up from 15. Shot good! At the buzzer, Tucker Peterson makes it a 5-point Thunder lead. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Desert Hills on top on our one-loss scoreboard, 16-11.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden teeth holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
Herstate's Hardware update. Dixie leading Hurricane 17-13 early second quarter of that one. Carson Bottom already with 9 points. Over here it's 16-11. Desert Hills leading Dixie. Tuck Peterson with 5 points to lead the way. O'Donnell in the lane, cut off there. Good defense by the Thunder. Has to get off to Brooksby. Brooksby now to Hopper. Hopper looking for a screen. Now goes back out to Brooksby and to O'Donnell. O'Donnell will launch a straight on three. That's no good. Lindstrom on the glass.
I like the defense that time. They really kept him away from the bucket.
Lindstrom goes all the way in, and he is bumped and fouled. That'll be the 14th foul on Pineview.
See, if he's a wide receiver, we would have just said he took a circle route, because he started way outside, circle to the middle of the lane, back down underneath. Just couldn't quite get it off the backboard on the English.
Fouls on Moten, so good news for Pineview. Even though they have 14 fouls, they're on 4 different guys. And maybe better news is Desert Hills is not shooting well from the line as Lindstrom misses that one. The Thunder are 3 for 6 in the game, now 4 for 7 as he hits the second.
He looked much more confident then. Maybe it's just gotta look it in, guys.
17-11 Thunder. Hopper, left side to Moten. Moten looks top of the key, had a guy wide open, gives it to him. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Wide left by Brooksby. And Desert Hills comes out of there. Lindstrom, skip pass, 3 out of the corner by Weber, in and out, no good. Got his own rebound, got it back, put it up, and that bounces home. 19-11 now.
Good job by Weber. I think everyone else said let him get it because no one went to the rebound. It went right to the floor. He said thank you very much.
Timeout on the floor taken by Ryan Eves of Pineview, and we'll take it with him on a one-loss scoreboard. 19-11, Thunder on top.
Are we there yet?
Yep. We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Mike and Andy with you live at Desert Hills. 19-11 Thunder starting to pull away here in a second. Pineview needs one of those threes to fall, Mike.
Yeah, they do. Desert Hills coach was telling me they had a terrible second quarter last week. Got a good one going on right now.
Pineview on the offense. Hopper to Moten. Moten had a three, didn't take it. Instead, he flies in the lane, spins it out to Hopper. He can't get a shot away. And to give it over to Moten. Moten has tried, he's faked a couple of threes. He's going to have to take one if they're really going to take that fake. Now Hunter Moore with the pull-up 15, and he got it. Nice shot from Moore.
He's not afraid. You know, to your point on Moten, he acts like he doesn't want to take that shot. Because he had a couple of wide open looks, but thought, now I'll look for someone else.
He's not a real confident deep ball guy.
Right.
Probably borne out by the statistics. He's only got half a dozen threes on the season. Inside they go to Ryan Mars. Nice spin move up off the glass, and again he leaves it short. Ball bounces off of a Desert Hills player's foot, and Pineview still comes away with it. Ahead to Moten. Moten drives in, gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby in traffic, blocked out of there by Ryan Mars. The block shot for Mars.
Big swat out of there.
Thunder back on the 19-13 inside to Mars. Mars up off the glass. This time he got it hard enough to go in with a little help from the British.
That's right. Spun it off the glass there. Put her down.
21-13 Thunder. Pineview goes top of the key. Brooksby over to Moore. Moore drives in the lane. Now to Moten. Moten goes baseline to Brooksby. I think he learned his lesson. He just tried not to, or didn't shoot on Mars. And Mars got another block, but this time they're going to say a little push foul with the offhand. And Ryan Mars will pick up his first personal on the shot by O'Donnell.
Ryan and Tyler, brothers, great job. Boy, and I said it before, they complement each other. If one guy's not playing good, the brother is.
Free throw up and good by Jack O'Donnell. And he makes it a 21-14 game. Are those buddies of yours there, Mike?
Not mine.
Had a couple of little kids hanging out with us there for a minute. Maybe they wanted to be on the radio. They were inadvertently.
Yes.
O'Donnell misses the back end. It's 21-14. Nice football score for you on this National Letter of Intent Day. Skip past to Trey Allred. He tries a three, and when they're falling for Allred, it's good news for Desert Hills.
Amen. He doesn't hit a lot, but when he gets hot, he can knock those down.
That's his 12th of the season. And it's a 10-point Desert Hills lead. Pineview in desperate need of a bucket right here. O'Donnell drives in. Blocked out of there by the other Mars. That was Tyler this time. Drive in by Allred. Off the glass and good, and the lead is a dozen now.
Great body movement by Allred. He was able to get up, twist while in the air, and still kiss it off the glass.
4:15 to go in the half. Desert Hills starting to pull away. They lead by a dozen. Pineview searching for some offenses. They haven't scored much in this game. In fact, in the quarter, they have just 3 points.
Yeah.
Baseline, in and out. Foul called on the Bateman drive. And I think Lindstrom saying, you can't call that on me. It wasn't me, was it? And the referee says, yes, Trevin, it was you.
Yeah, they were going to show the replay. I think it was him there. So, sorry, it's on you.
3:58 to go in the second quarter. Region 9 action brought to you by Southwest Diesel, the originators of high performance for diesel engines. And by Fabulous Freddy's, our free throw sponsor. Fuel up, wash it down at 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's locations.
There comes that last play. I think it was definitely a foul. Look at his offhand. It was right on the shoulder.
Bad news, though, for Pineview is Bateman misses the front end. He's got one more coming. I think Pineview's going to be good in the future. They're pretty young, with the exception of a couple of guys, but three at the other end, and Tuck Peterson is feeling it tonight, Mike.
Wow.
As he hits a Team D auto three.
3.2 seconds to get the ball down and through. He went down, set up on the 3 line, popped it through.
That's his second tray of the game. It makes it 29-15. Boom, boom. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Chance again to thank our great sponsors, including Intermountain Sports Medicine. We want to thank them for supporting the Region 9 Athletics and the trainers for each of our teams. Tonight it's Sean Norton from Desert Hills, and for Pineview, Michelle Hudson. Those trainers, Mike, I tell you, I think I could be a trainer if I was treating injuries and helping kids and stuff. The one thing that would keep me from ever wanting to be a trainer, though, wrapping those stinky feet before every game. I mean, come on
you
now.
You go home and wash those before I'm touching those puppies.
And I'm sure that some of the kids keep them very clean, but there are others. I mean, this is athletics, right? And they wear probably the same sneakers all year.
Amen.
Just saying. So hats off to Michelle and to Sean. 29-15. Desert Hills trying to trap now. Ball nearly taken away. Now thrown away. Now saved. So Pineview comes away with it. 3 out of the corner by the Panthers. Whoa, who is that?
That's Sudweeks.
Up and in was Jared Sudweeks with a 3-pointer.
You know, he's got a decent long ball. He really has. He gets, every time he gets in, I think he gets about 1 a game.
Sudweeks
not in a lot.
Sudweeks with a haircut akin to a number 2 pencil. The redhead, tall, skinny redhead.
Just a sophomore.
Around the horn they go, all red. Top of the key, goes right side to Lindstrom. Lindstrom fakes the 3, drives inside, tries to get it to Mars, but he threw it to his ankles. Mars does save it out to Allred. 2:55 left in the first half. High post to low post. Oh, Ryan. Ryan is going to give it to Tyler. Maybe give him a noogie later at home because he had the backdoor cut and Tyler just dropped it out of bounds.
I'm sure that conversation goes, bro, I know, I should have had it.
Well, actually, if they're typical brothers, Tyler would probably be, well, you threw it too hard, you idiot. That's how brothers are. 3 at the other end, no good. Desert Hills wants to run. Kick in the corner to Peterson. He can't get the shot away. Now he goes back out to Lindstrom. Back to Peterson, another 3. Yes! Tucker Peterson is feeling it.
Let's see. Coach, are you watching? This kid can shoot the long ball.
3 at the other end. That is good. They're starting to fall now. Triple by Anderson for Pineview makes it an 11-point game.
See, this is what Pineview really needs. The guys that normally you don't get a lot of scoring from, you need it now.
Lindstrom drives in, dishes to Ryan Mars, and there's an easy 2, and the tempo has quickened. Mars with 6 now. Pineview back on the 34-21 Thunder. Sudweeks, another 3. Left it short, got his own rebound. Gives it up, and a little mid-range jumper by O'Donnell. That's no good. And a rebound to the Thunder. They want to run. Lindstrom all the way. Kicks to Allred in the corner. 3 is in and out, no good. And foul call, I believe, on Tyler Mars on the rebound.
Yeah, Mars, I think, just looking for a soft place to fall. That soft place happened to be O'Donnell.
Yeah, good call, Mike.
Hello, thank you. Wow, that didn't hurt as bad as I thought it might.
Good student section here in front of us at Desert Hills. Pineview, well, we've seen some great student sections this year on the road, but Pineview has only brought maybe 100 with them. I've seen that over there, whether it's Dixie or Snow Canyon or even Canyon View.
Top,
yeah,
right?
That thing is packed. But you understand, Pineview on a little bit of a losing streak. 13-point game, left side to O'Donnell. Hits the cutter Moore, and Moore is fouled as he makes the catch by Tyler Weber.
You probably would say, no, don't call that, because I think all he had to do was turn around, put it up and in. But now you'll have to go, is that shooting or nope? All right, out of bounds it goes.
Yeah, that's only the 15th foul on the Thunder. With 1:25 left in the quarter, backdoor cut to Moore. Moore lays it up and in. Nice pass by O'Donnell, and Moore with the bucket.
Okay, they just put it off for a while. They did get a rather easy layup.
34-23. Three at the other end is too hard. Rebound taken down by Anderson. Off goes Pineview, trying to cut it under 10 here with 1:10 to go in the quarter. Hopper, right side to Moten. Back out to Hopper. Hopper to Moore. Moore had a three, couldn't get it off. Now goes to Hopper. To O'Donnell. O'Donnell drives baseline. Jump stop. Little one-handed push. Good.
He
Nice
really
shot.
has great instincts, doesn't he? Good job of looking inside. Almost kind of a step back short shot of about 10, 12 feet.
He's got 6 in the game. The lead is 9 for Desert Hills. 40 seconds to go and counting. They go in the high post to Tyler Mars. And now Desert Hills realizing, you know what, we don't have to shoot. Let's hold on to the ball and take one final shot here in the half.
Yeah, just under 30 seconds to go in half number 1, and they're up by 9.
You almost could go moral victory if Pineview gets a stop here and only trails by 9 at the half, because
I agree.
it started to get ugly.
Yeah.
Crowd a little restless here as just holding the ball is Sampson. Now we're ready to go, 10 seconds. Tucker Peterson's got it. Peterson with the hard drive, the pull up. Got it, man, Tucker Peterson is in fuego. 3 at the buzzer from full court is just off the rim by Hopper. But Tucker Peterson far and away the star of this first half, Mike.
And what I like about him too, Andy, is he ran that down, put up the shot with about 2 seconds left. So yeah, it was close, but there really wasn't much chance of hitting that desperation shot.
Peterson with 13 first half points, and the Desert Hills Thunder have forged a 36-25 lead here at intermission. Our Info West halftime report is coming up after this 2-minute timeout.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to the Thunderdome. The cheerleaders out there dancing for Desert Hills. I did want to mention, Mike, Desert Hills, congratulations to them. State champions in drill team, the Tempest line for Desert Hills, winning it all at the 4A state championships up in northern Utah. And it was Snow Canyon's cheerleading squad winning the cheerleading championship in 4A. Pretty cool.
Go Region 9, huh?
Got
all the way.
First half, Mike, it was kind of interesting, the feeling out process in the first quarter. It was close. But then Desert Hills really started to hit their stride in the second quarter.
Yeah, they really did, and they took a very small lead and blew it up to about, I think, when they hit 12, 13 points at one point. Now, Pineview was able to reel it back in just a little bit, but I think that bucket right at the end by Peterson kind of said, okay, we're back up by 11 points. It's kind of gone to script. I think we've seen Pineview knows they've got to knock down some long balls in order to stay in this one. And then having said that, you think, what does Peterson guy come up with that long ball shot? He's certainly having his way here in this one.
13 points in the first half for that man, Tucker Peterson, having a great half. I got some highlights coming up in just a second. I did want to give you, again, the scores that we had. Snow Canyon actually leading Canyon View at the half, 26-22, Mike, and that's a big deal because Snow Canyon, I have to admit, 2 games ago I talked with Coach Sorensen and he's like, we just need to put a winning streak together and we get into the playoffs. And I was kind of like, okay,
right.
Coach, whatever.
Speaks.
Well, they won 2 games in a row, or 2 out of the last 3. They are winning today. They beat Canyon View. They'll actually, I think, be within a game of the Falcons for that 4th playoff spot. So a big, big game for Snow Canyon at home against the Falcons tonight.
Yeah, and that's the team they really need to go after because they're in the 4th spot. They're the one they would have to overtake, and quite honestly, I think Snow Canyon, by any looking at it, is the only team that can probably have a chance of getting into the top 4 other than the 4 that are already there.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think I know Cedar is dead in the water. Pineview would have to win out, and they're already down double figures here at the halftime. So I think Snow Canyon's the only one with a shot to break into that top 4. And if they win tonight, they'll have a real opportunity to do that. And they're taking on Canyon View. Big size advantage for the Warriors in that game. They got Joey Robertson, Bryson Childs, both of those guys much taller than anybody on that Canyon View roster. So that would be a big win for them.
Well, I tell you what, Canyon View, and I watched it. I think was you and I here when. I was here when Canyon View defeated Desert Hills on this floor, and I'll tell you what, they were a little bit smaller, but they just have great movement of the ball. They've got some of the best shooters too. I mean, they can really do it. However, they're still not quite to where I thought they might have been this season.
Yeah, I was there on Friday night at Canyon View when Dixie got that win, and Canyon View led most of that game, about 3.5 quarters of that game, but they went in a cold streak, and Dixie went, I think it was a 9-0 run, and that was all she wrote for Canyon View.
Yep.
So again, it's Desert Hills up 11 at the half here. Snow Canyon leading Canyon View. That's at Snow Canyon by 4 at the half. And then Dixie and Hurricane, great ball game going on there over at the hangar. I think it was a 4-point game late in the first half of that one, kind of your Region 9 update. Let's go ahead and go with our highlights here, Mike, and maybe you can give us some impressions of some of the guys you were impressed with in the first half. How about Brooksby stepping outside?
That's his one and only 3, but the kid showed he can definitely do it.
O'Donnell, though, as Pineview was up 6-2 early on.
And see, that was big for him, and they did hit a couple of them.
So a one-hander by Tyler Weber, got a 3-point play out of that, and then the lefty dipsy-do shot there by Lindstrom. How about, I'm impressed that kid's toughing it out. You can tell he's hurting and he's not 100%, but Tobler out there getting it done. But just too much.
There's the big three there by Trey Allred. Doesn't shoot a lot, doesn't hit a lot, but when he's on, he's on. And speaking of which, right there.
Yeah, Tucker Peterson, 3 threes in the first half, including these 2 we just saw in a row here on our highlights. And then 3 by Anderson. I think it might be his first of the season there. And then Peterson with the pull-up just before halftime.
That made the difference, didn't it? In the double digits for the half there.
Big bucket for Tucker Peterson. As we look at the first half stats, brought to you by Wilkinson's. Peterson with 3 threes and 2 twos. Mike hasn't gotten to the line, hasn't really banged inside, but all he's done is make pretty much everything he's thrown up there.
You know, I just like the kid. I've said it all year. In fact, I was on his team, his fan club last year. I like the way he plays. To me, he's a blue-collar kind of a kid. And yet, I think this year he's taking even one more step. He's shooting the long ball. He's hitting the long ball. But if you tell him not to, okay, I'll go inside, I'll get a rebound, I'll get a layup. That little fall-away 12-footer there was beautiful, nicely timed.
And by the way, Peterson has been good, but he hasn't been alone. It's been a really good team effort for Desert Hills. Listen to this line, Mike. 7 for Weber, 6 for Ryan Mars, 5 for Allred, 5 for Lindstrom. I mean, that's a core group of 5 guys that have scored at least 5 points or more.
And that's what it takes. And I think there are teams out there to give anything to have that, and Pineview's one of them. They don't seem to have a deep stable of guys that can do that. And actually, I think Desert Hill's got a couple more guys that could get in on that. But Peterson, Mars, that's great down low. And then you got Allred, Weber, and sometimes, Lindstrom up top. That's a great combination.
Thunder scored 16 in the first quarter and 20 in the second quarter. They are 4 out of 7 from the line, and they've hit 4 3-pointers. This is a team that's made 94 on the year, so 4 at the half is actually a little bit ahead of schedule for them.
Yep.
For Pineview, leading scorer was Jack O'Donnell with 6 points. They had a lot of guys score, but not a lot of guys score a lot of points. 4 for Hunter Moore, 3 for Anderson, 3 for Brooksby, 3 for Sudweeks, 3 for Tobler, 2 for Ryan Hopper, and 1 point for Gavin Bateman in the first half. Pineview scored 11 in the first quarter, 14 in the second. Panthers are 2 out of 4 from the line. They have made 5 3-pointers in the game.
Here's one thing I think that really has hurt Pineview, and especially with all the changes and all the injuries and lots of players, and that is they're not consistent. I don't know how they can be consistent with the change, but they'll have guys all of a sudden get hot, step up, and I've seen them do that. But it's one guy at a time that usually does that. They need the team to step up, and I just think they're just, right now, that's not happening for the Panthers.
36-25 is our halftime score. We're going to step aside for another 2-minute timeout. We come back, we'll get you ready for half number 2, maybe make some adjustments to our Camping World keys to the game. Again, it's 36-25 here at intermission. Desert Hills leading Pineview.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids who like grown-ups, and grown-ups who like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
At the half, Desert Hills leading by a 36-25 count here at the Thunderdome, the home court of the Desert Hills Thunder against Pineview High School. Other halftime scores, it is Dixie with a 26-25 edge over Hurricane at the hangar at intermission. And Snow Canyon at home in the jungle, they've got a 26-22 lead over the Falcons. And the Jazz are up 5 on Memphis at Memphis at the end of the third quarter. Jazz have won 5 games in a row. Can they make it 6?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Actually,
they're certainly playing well.
I think they've won 6. Aren't they going for 7 tonight?
Oh, something like that.
Anyway, they're doing extremely well. And they're winning on the road. And then he went home and, beat Golden State. So,
yes,
pretty
they
good
did
for
beat
them.
Golden State. And I had some friends that had tickets to that game, and they said it was the greatest night of their lives.
Oh, I'll bet.
But I saw some other kids that are from southern Utah who showed up to the game wearing Golden State unis, and they
weren't real happy.
Very happy.
Huh?
No,
that's too
they
bad. Doggone it. Hey, we don't have statistics on the rebounds. By the way, brought to you by Red Rock Real Estate. I got to say, I think that would be heavily weighted to Desert Hills, and I think that's a big part of the reason they are up 11 points. When you talk Tyler Mars and Ryan Mars and Tucker Peterson, those guys really go in. They crash the boards. They are just always around the buckets.
Our Ron Shell Station look ahead, of course, Friday night, more high school basketball. Snow Canyon hosting Dixie. The surging Snow Canyon team, if they win this one, I think they'll have won 3 out of 4 or something like that, and be getting themselves in a position for the playoffs. Maybe upset special on that game. Who knows? Snow Canyon hosts Dixie. That game will be on ESPN Radio. Mike will be there with the play-by-play. I'll probably find my way over there as well, Mike. And
that would be good.
Equally good game out at Hurricane as the Tigers take on the Desert Hills Thunder. That game will be on 890 KDXU. And again, our look ahead brought to you by Ron Shell Station. And Mike, it's hard to believe we're in the next to last weekend of the regular season. Only after tonight, 3 basketball games left. Crazy.
It is absolutely crazy. And then, of course, you have the first round, and all of a sudden we'll be up there at Utah Valley University bringing the state championships again. Back into 4A. We've been there before, but here we are again.
Yeah, this time all 7 teams and not just 3 of them like they were last time. We're ready to go for the second half. Trey Allred blows by. The defense goes all the way in, but then he missed the puppy. Put back try up, no good by Weber. And Pineview dodged a bullet on that one.
Wow, I think he was so open he forgot to shoot the ball in the bucket.
11-point lead for the Thunder. Pineview's Hopper. Goes left side to Hunter Moore, back to Hopper. He's on the angle right, looking in for somebody to get open. Now he goes to Moten. Moten to Brooksby. Brooksby can't get a shot away, not much of a scorer anyway. Out high to O'Donnell. O'Donnell dribbled it off his knee, got it back. Backdoor pass to Brooksby. Brooksby in heavy traffic. Gives it up to Moten. Moten lays it up and in. It was sloppy, but it worked.
Yeah, Moten, good job. That's where he can excel. Underneath the bucket, he's a great athlete, good hops.
Moten, great receiver on the football team and a great kick returner as well. And he makes it a 9-point game. Hard drive by Lindstrom, reverse layup, not hard enough. Rebound no to Mars. Mars puts it up and in. Ryan Mars for 2.
Like I said, I think the rebounding, it's those big guys inside. He stuck with it, made it happen.
Well, Mars with 8 points now, and the lead is back to 11. Brooksby with the hard drive. He's cut off by Mars. Ball nearly stolen away, and it goes off of, I believe, Pineview.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Had to wait for the official to decide.
No, I think we're just going to ask Tyler Weber there. He made the call.
Yeah.
He was pointing. No, it's ours. Really, it's ours.
So it will be Desert Hills basketball on the side in front of their bench. Or are they going to go? No, it's going to be back over here. Over by the cheerleaders. You're going to hang out with the cheerleaders. Tyler Weber. Ball stolen away by Hopper. Quick hands on Allred. Gets it inside to O'Donnell, who lays it up and in. How about the sophomore making a play?
Well, I'll tell you, that was so nice. That's one of the cleanest picks you'll ever see. reached out, popped it in the air, took it away.
9-point game. Desert Hills hasn't quite put this one in the hip pocket yet, Mike.
Nope.
It's close. A little 5-0, 6-0, 8-0 run would do it, but right now we're still in the game, and another steal by that man, Ryan Hopper. Hopper driving hard, drops it off to O'Donnell, who lost it, got it back, and laid it in.
You know, these are mental errors, a little lackadaisical on the plate right now by Desert Hills. They're not that far ahead, guys.
10 points for O'Donnell, 7-point game. Thunder trying to answer with a 3 at the other end. That's in and out, no good. Mars, though, on the glass, and he puts it back in, and that has been huge so far here in the second half.
Yeah, that's good, strong play. You anticipate the shot, you get good position, get the rebound, put it up and in.
Hopper crosses over Allred, gets it across the timeline. Now to Brooksby. Brooksby to O'Donnell, to Hopper inside, little one-hand floater, good. Who is this kid? Number 22, Ryan Hopper.
See, again, just great movement without the ball. He was wide, just moved to the middle of the court, got in position, got it, laid it up and in.
Cuts it to 7. Lindstrom inside. Oh, boy, the defender went over and left Ryan Mars all by himself for the puppy.
You know, you don't want to leave anybody all alone. Ryan Mars in particular, and he made him pay for that one.
Mars with 12 points, half of those coming in this first 3 minutes of the third. And the lead is 9. Pineview, if they get some stops, could make a run. And there's a 3 out of the corner by Hunter Moore. Mike, we got a ball game. It's a 6-point lead.
See, this is what's got to happen. You got to have some guys that don't normally score a lot score. He just did.
Shot partially blocked by O'Donnell. Now he'll go coast to coast, and then he backs it out and says, I need help.
Probably a good move. I don't think he had the trek to the bucket.
Backdoor pass to Brooksby, and Brooksby draws a personal on Ryan Mars. And Pineview with a chance to cut it to 4.
Wow, he kind of had Ryan on a string right there, didn't he? Up and down, and he just took advantage of it.
Second personal on Mars, going to the line, Connor Brooksby to try to cut it to 4. It is right now a 42-36 game. Got it.
I would really honestly have anticipated a run by the Pineview Panthers. We're yet to see if they can sustain this or carry it into the next quarter. Although we still have half of this quarter left.
By the way, NBA trade deadline is tomorrow.
Ooh.
See if the Jazz shop Rodney Hood or someone. Second free throw, no good. And so it remains a 5-point game at 42-37. That's where the 7 comes in. Peterson in the corner to Tyler Mars. He'll launch a 3. Got it. Team D auto tray for Tyler Mars.
Now Tyler's the guy. He likes to stand out on the 3 line and shoot deep, and he can hit them deep.
He can dunk too. I saw him dunk the last Desert Hills game I did. 8-point game. Pineview needs some stops. They're getting points. That's good. They need stops. Jumper by Connor Brooksby, no good. Rebound to T. Mars. Thunder want to push. Going hard is Allred. Allred tries the baseline pass and it's kicked. He had Mars. If somehow he gets that through, it's another easy layup.
Yeah, he was thinking that, but it went right off the foot of one of the Panther players, so it'll be Desert Hills out of bounds underneath their own bucket.
You know, that brings up the old debate. If the guy throws it off your foot, is it a kick? If you didn't intentionally kick it, Mike.
Yeah.
Inside, Mars lays it up and in. The lead is back to 10.
Boy, where was Pineview? Sorry, they absolutely put nobody in front of Mars.
Yeah, that's an inbounds play. That was as easy as you want to get. On the baseline is O'Donnell, backs his man around, turns and shoots from 10, and that's no good. Peterson on the D and the rebound.
Yeah, great job. He defended well, and he went in and got the rebound. Then he went down and I think just picked up a foul.
Yeah, Peterson drove in the lane, kicked it over to Allred, who was open for 3, but as he did it, you can see here on the replay, just ran over a Pineview player. Who took that charge, Mike? Did you notice?
Yeah, that was Allred. And by the way, good job by the guys in the truck. Good camera work. We saw that easily.
Ryan Hopper tries a 3. It's an air ball, but it's rebounded by Moten. To Hunter Moore. Moore loads up a Team D auto 3. Pineview hanging in this one with the 3 ball.
Yeah, they're only down 7 points here. We're halfway through quarter number 3, or more than halfway.
Another offensive foul on the Thunder, and Ryan Mars slammed the ball to the ground in, well, I would say anger, I guess.
Disgust, maybe.
And the ref gave him a look. I'm not sure what he'd be mad about because it seemed pretty obvious, Mike. 3 fouls on Ryan Mars now.
Block charge, what is it? Gallion Welker Beckstrom.
Appreciate those guys. Inside it goes to Anderson. Anderson gets it up off the glass but can't get it to go. Bothered by Ryan Mars.
Yeah, he was really worried about the defenders around him, and it forced him to shoot a bad shot.
Low block to Tyler Mars in the lane. Gives it off to his brother. Reverse layup up and in. That's bro to bro. Ryan from Tyler.
Yeah, good job by Ryan, and he went to the reverse side, used the bucket to ward off the defense.
49-40, Thunder on top, 2:11 to go in the third. Pineview hanging in there. Good offensive performance for the Panthers. In fact, we're headed for a Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert. Maybe both teams over that.
Good do.
Jumper by Moore, no good. Tyler Mars on the glass. They can push the lead back up to double digits here. A crossover by Allred, showing up at the defender a little bit maybe, a little Harlem Globetrotters. Lindstrom in the low block to Mars. Mars shot up off the glass, no good. And that time Jack O'Donnell just kind of got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, huh?
Yeah. You know, it takes a lot. It really does take a lot of effort, a lot of strength to continue to keep coming back. There we see. Yeah, he just kind of was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. But when you have to come from behind, it seems like eventually you do run out of gas. Maybe Pineview's doing that.
Ryan Mars shoots the first free throw for his team of the quarter, and he hits it. Ryan Mars now with 17 points.
Not a lot of Fabulous Freddie free throw shooting in the game.
In fact, there's only 4 team fouls combined, 3 on Desert Hills, 1 on Pineview in the quarter. I like that because games end quicker and you don't have a lot of free throws.
Amen.
Second free throw, Mars can't get that one to stay down. 1 for 2 makes the lead 10 exactly, 50-40. Ball thrown away, picked off by Desert Hills. On the run is Tyler Mars. Lefty layup is good.
Boy, I like that. Tyler Mars just saw that the pass was going to be Aaron, picked it up right to the hole, lay it up and in.
He's got a 3 and that 2 here in the second half for his 5 points. And the lead is a dozen. Inside O'Donnell. O'Donnell kick out. 3 out of the corner, too hard. Rebound Peterson. So strong inside with the board.
Right between 2 defenders, and he still went up and ripped it down.
Peterson now splits the defense, goes to Ryan Mars, who can't get the shot to go.
Nice little hesitation dribble. Got good position. They couldn't finish.
Tobler out to O'Donnell. In the corner, Bateman for 3. Short. Rebound Ryan Mars. Mars actually went out and bothered the shot and then got the rebound.
Yeah, they just had to stand there because the rebound came to him. Long rebound off the long shot.
52-40 on the one-loss scoreboard. Appreciate Riverside Business Insurance for sponsoring the clock as we go under a minute here in the third. Mars to Peterson. Will they play for 1 now? Nope, Peterson's going to gun it up there. Shot no good, and I believe an illegal screen. If this is Ryan Mars, that's 4 fouls,
wow.
Mike, and 3 in this quarter. And it is, and he will sit down.
Yeah, Desert Hills coach obviously not real happy with that call, but now with 31 seconds, will Pineview try for 1 more? Hold for 1.
52 on the board for Desert Hills. They're going to clear that 55.
Amen. Thank you.
Ceiling and get everybody free yogurt tonight.
We kind of like that.
Unless they have an absolutely atrocious fourth quarter. Pineview working it. Looks like they're going to play for 1.
Yep.
Tobler is on the floor. He has played very limited minutes. I would say, maybe 5 minutes tonight?
Maybe you're right.
Out of the 24. Now to O'Donnell. O'Donnell crosses over in the lane. Kicks it in the corner. No 3 there for Sudweeks. He loses it. And Desert Hills will fling one at the buzzer that won't come close. And that's how the third quarter will end. On our one-loss scoreboard, it's a 52-40 lead for the Thunder. Back after this.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Welcome back. We've got 8 minutes on the clock. It's a 52-40 lead for Desert Hills over rival Pineview. It's been a few years now, about a decade, but Desert Hills was born largely out of the Pineview student body. And I think that rivalry is still alive, although we'll see what happens to it as Crimson Cliffs opens next year, not this fall, but the fall after that.
That's right, 2019. I think it'll change it a bit, but it'll take a couple of years, I think, to really mesh well here.
Pineview tries to go baseline. The ball's kicked out of bounds. Panthers, it's been a weird game because they've never really been in it, but they've never really been out of it either, Mike. They're kind of hanging in that 8 to 12 point range.
But to that point, though, Desert Hills withstood that little run. They got it, down to 7 or
6,
5?
I think, yeah.
Right
6.
In that area. Now it's back up to double digits at 12.
And the third quarter over at Snow Canyon, the Warriors on top of the Canyon View Falcons, 44 to 38. Our Hearst Ace Hardware scoreboard update. Catch and shoot 3. A little bit short for Tobler. No, that was not Tobler. That was Moore.
Yep.
Rebound Peterson. Peterson drives in. Offensive foul. Maybe Hopper was moving. Maybe not, Mike. You be the call. Gallion Welker, Beckstrom block charge call. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. It really is. Peterson obviously can't buy it, but if you really look close, Hopper got there pretty quick. I got to admit that.
Well, the referee says it was a charge, so we'll go the other way.
It is, yep.
Good news, bad news for Pineview. They get the ball back, but they're still down by a dozen here on the road. Pineview needs a run, and they need it bad. Hopper to Moore, back to Hopper. The crowd giving it to Hopper, the sophomore, getting the air ball chance since that air ball 3 he shot him a few minutes ago.
Yep.
Trying to drive was O'Donnell, and he is held by Tyler Mars.
Yeah, a little ticky-tack foul and the reach in there. I was just going to say, at the end of the third quarter, sophomore mistake there by Jared Weeks. And
Sudweeks, yeah.
Or Sudweeks. I mean, he didn't look at the bucket. He can't. Oh, I've got to try to dribble one more time. He didn't have enough time.
Moore, step back, 17-footer, too hard. Goes out of bounds off of Moten, I believe. Yep. And it'll go back to the Desert Hills. Nobody scored here. We played a minute of the fourth quarter. It's 52 to 40. By the way, Desert Hills scored 16, Pineview 15 in the third quarter. So Pineview's, like I said, they've kind of hung in there, but they've kind of not really made a big move.
Right.
Ball nearly stolen, but saved by Weber. Now he hands off to Peterson. Peterson had a great first half, hasn't scored in the second half.
Been frustrated. A few fouls, a few problems.
Ball nearly stolen as Sampson tried to get it across the lane to Tyler Mars, but out of bounds.
What is it, Andy? Is the defense of Pineview a little bit tighter right now, or do you think maybe Desert Hill's a little lax in their passing?
Well, nice drive by Peterson. They're going to count the basket. Little NBA continuation. Just when we were talking about the Pineview defense being better, and that time they let Peterson penetrate through the middle. And to answer your question, I think two things. I think the Pineview's defense has been a little better, and Ryan Martin's been on the bench with foul trouble.
That'll do it.
Yep.
That'll do it. You know, on that continuation play, I got to admit, for the first time in a long time, I had to literally sit down and bite my lip about a week ago on a call. One of the biggest. Okay, I've said it then. I won't have to say it anymore. The continuation play was unbelievable.
3-point play for Peterson on that one. That was another continuation that I had to bite my figurative lip anyway.
That's right.
But the lead is now 15. Pineview with a little motion offense. It seems to be working. Nice drive by Jack O'Donnell, and he cuts it back down to a 13-point game. Pineview needs some stops now, Mike.
Yeah, they really, really do. But that's what O'Donnell brings to this team. He has great ability to get inside, do about anything. Just a nice drive.
Ryan Mars back out there after sitting for about 2 minutes. Now to Peterson. Peterson with a great drive as he floats across the lane with the left hand.
See, he's got such great ability either hand. That looked so natural to go left and lay it up with the left hand.
Now he's the game's leading scorer with 18 points, just past Ryan Mars, who has 17. Pineview down 15. Panthers got to have something here. Hopper in the lane, back outside, nearly threw it away, but saved by Hunter Moore. Moore being guarded one-on-one by Weber. Now to Brooksby and to O'Donnell. O'Donnell left side to Moten. Moten drives in the lane. Stops and pops. Little teardrop, no good. Gets his own rebound. Thank you very much. Nobody else wanted it. But then he throws it away.
Yeah.
Desert Hills on the run. All red. To Weber for 2. And that prompts a timeout by Coach Ryan Eves of the Pineview Panthers. Maybe sensing that his team, maybe the bubble has burst, Mike.
I agree. Yeah, and this is a really dangerous time, but I'm not sure Pineview has enough to come back and try and get control back. They've just been falling a little more. Now the biggest lead of the game for Desert Hills.
Let's take a 30-second timeout. Back with more basketball right after this.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Welcome back. Again, National Letter of Intent Day, kind of become a sports holiday as high school players from around the country ink their intentions. I saw a video earlier today, a lady, a mom of a player wearing all the Alabama gear, and her son picked Florida, and she got up and walked out.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe it.
And the guy kept trying to ask the kid, what's going on? Who's that? Here's my mom.
That's my mom, yep.
Yeah. Why'd you do that? Oh, no.
I think because she was probably an Alabama fan. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was something.
59-42, and Hopper throws it away. 4:50 left in the game, and Desert Hills up 17. Now they just have to basically play relative mistake-free basketball, and they're going to win. By the way, Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert is in effect tonight.
Yeah!
As Desert Hills has topped the 55-point plateau. That means you can go to Yogurtland right now if you want. I'd wait till the game was over. But the first 5 ounces of yogurt are free at Yogurtland. All you have to do is tell them you've got the Big Score Dessert. Backdoor pass to Peterson. Peterson can't get the shot to go, but he is fouled. Did they say offensive foul?
No, I don't think so.
They did, Mike.
Did they really?
I guess he fouled with his bottom, because that's the only thing they hit the other player. You going to bite your tongue or your lip again, Mike?
Yes,
on that one?
am, as a matter of fact.
3 fouls on Peterson.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'm way up here.
The lead is 17. Snow Canyon was up 6 on Canyon View. Boy, what a big win for Jamison Sorensen and company if they could pull that one out.
Man, that would be huge for them.
Still need a little help because they'd still be a game or so behind, game and a half or something behind Canyon View, but that'd be big. Henderson tries a 3. Anderson rather the other way. That's no good. Rebound to Ryan Mars. He's probably got about 10 rebounds too, Mike.
Yeah, I just like what they do. They got Peterson on the bench, so he can't help. But
Mars trying to backdoor pass, but unfortunately the guy he threw it to is not on his team. Hard drive, shot up and good. Gavin Bateman with the bucket for Pineview.
You know, good strong move that time by Bateman. He just went right to the hole, not to be denied.
That's his first field goal. He's got 3 points, and it's a 15-point game. Turnover by the Thunder. O'Donnell on the run. Drives hard in the middle. Shot won't go, but he's fouled. Take your pick, one of the Mars brothers, and I think Mom and Dad Mars are hoping it's Tyler because Ryan would be gone. And actually, let's see who they give it to. He said 30-something, but then he put he said 10.
Really?
Give it to Lindstrom. And for Desert Hills, they're like, okay, he only has 1 foul. That's good.
Yeah, that'll work. Shot up and in. Makes it a 14-point lead.
O'Donnell doing what he can, but again, Pineview kind of, it's like playing a game of Risk, and you don't get to roll as many dice as the other guy, right?
Right, yeah.
That's kind of what Pineview's dealing with tonight. They don't have all their soldiers, so to speak. Second free throw, no good. It's 59-45. Ball still in the backcourt. Another rebound for Mars, by the way. And then Allred throws it away.
Yeah, bad throw.
Steal by Hopper. Hopper drives in the lane, kicks it in the corner, but a reaching foul called before he can get the pass off on Lindstrom. And Lindstrom went from 1 foul to 3 fouls just like that, Mike. Again, with 3:25 left, it doesn't seem like Desert Hills has a chance to come back, but they're doing what they can to help Pineview stay in it.
Yes, they are, as a matter of fact.
And Hopper silences the students section that was chanting air ball at him by swishing the free throw.
I got you right here with that shot. Yeah, Desert Hills making some mental errors right here. A little bit sloppy ball.
Yeah, committing fouls, turning the ball over. Those are the things you don't do when you got a big lead. And actually, they have 9 team fouls. The next one will be double bonus. Hopper hits them both. It's a 12-point game. Pineview needs perfect basketball the last 3:20, and they foul. And that is actually only the 4th team foul.
I think that's why they fouled, because we just don't want them to get anything set up. Came in quick, bump with the body.
Two fouls on Michael Moten. Ball comes back in bounds. And another bumping foul called, this one on Henderson. I said Henderson, I think his name is Anderson.
Anderson, yep.
My bad.
Kyler Anderson, 6-foot junior.
And the crowd, bored at the score perhaps, is embarked on its own game of We've Got Spirit. How about you?
You know, that's probably one of the oldest challenges.
We did that when I was in high school.
Well, me too. That's why.
And see, that was back in the horse-drawn carriages when you were in.
That's right. Fred and Barney and Wilma. We were all together there.
This time they break the press, and Peterson gets the layup, and the lead is back to 14. Peterson now with 20 in the game. Bateman cut off baseline, 61-47 Thunder. Playing out the string, I think, here with the 14-point lead and 2:50 on the clock. Moten drives baseline, looks for help, throws it outside to Bateman, back to Moten. Man, if he could hit the three, he'd get some points because he's open a lot.
Yep.
Rebound on the miss, ahead to Mars. Mars lays it up, but that was kind of ugly. Tyler Mars kind of maybe out of control, Mike?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know he quite knew what he was going to do with it.
Wade Turley's thinking, we didn't practice that one. That's not something we worked on there.
That's not in the book, boys. And he goes, we're going to talk this over now.
Coach Turley takes a timeout. It's a full break. 2:33 on the clock on our one-loss scoreboard. It's 61-47 Thunder.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Congratulations again to all the football players, the local players, Region 9 guys that signed national letters of intent today. Coast-to-coast layup and a hard foul on the fast break as Tyler Mars was ahead of the crowd, but just barely ahead of a crowd that pounded him as he got close to the basket.
Yeah, a couple of teammates rushed over. He's okay as we watch the replay here. Kind of grabbed his arm. Looks like it might have been Sudweek's on the reach. He's all right.
Going to the line is T. Mars, not R. Mars, and T. Mars is 0 for 3 from the line tonight.
Tyler's a much better free throw shooter than that.
Well, I hope so because he hasn't been good.
He hasn't been good tonight.
Signing from these two schools today, Leo Jacobson with Dixie State. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, and then, of course, Panay Sewell signing the big contract with the University of Oregon.
Yep.
To be a Duck up there in the great Northwest. And for Pineview, a couple of guys signed. We'll get to them in a minute as Bateman scores and cuts it to a 12-point game. Bateman with his second field goal. Signing for Pineview, Christian Reese is a preferred walk-on at Southern Utah University, which means he doesn't have a scholarship yet, but he can work out with the team and earn a scholarship. Also signing for Pineview, Tomasi Tonga is going to go to Snow College, play a little JUCO ball. Back, you and I were heavily involved in JUCO years ago.
That's right.
Snow, one of the top programs in the country.
I actually traveled with them for a couple of years back in the day.
Back in the day. Which
great program.
All that means is a long, long time ago.
All right, long time ago.
And my mind right now cannot grasp the third signee from Pineview. Help me out, Mike. You got that?
I don't. I read it today, but I'm not.
I know. I wrote it today, and I can't think of it. That's how bad my brain is. I know Moten has gotten a lot of good looks, but has not officially signed.
Right.
Pineview wants to trap. We'll get to that. Back to that in a minute. Back on the visitor baseline, and what
got a foul.
Little foul in the forecourt when the ball was still in the backcourt, and I believe Tyler Mars or Tucker Peterson gets the personal, and that's his fourth. Pineview hasn't given up. 2:02 left. They're down 12. He's got another turnover.
No, but these are. I'm sorry. These are stupid fouls right now.
Yeah,
this you don't need.
No need for that.
Nope.
Pineview, though, throws it away. Weber ahead of the pack, and he will dunk it. T-Webb with the throwdown.
Listen to the crowd. That's what it is. It's a crowd pleaser.
I'm sitting there thinking he's not going to try to dunk that, is he?
Yeah.
He did, and he did. Shot up at the other end is no good. And a foul on Tyler Mars. The crowd, though, still buzzing about the dunk.
They're liking that. Mars was really out of position on that last night.
There's the throwdown. Yeah, he can get up.
Man.
You know, believe it or not, Mike, about 30 years ago, I could do that. 30 years ago.
30 years. No, got to go back a little further for me.
A little further? Tyler Mars got his fourth foul, by the way.
Yeah. Tyler Mars, he let the guy get baseline on him, and he tried to reach from behind. All he got was a foul. That'll put Anderson to the line.
And Anderson hits 1 out of 2. Tyler Anderson, where's number 25? Didn't play much early in the year.
You know, I think to your point early in the game, though, Andy, I think Pineview's got some young kids coming up that are pretty good ball players.
Yeah, young team. They're going to be decent. They're going to be good in the future. Coach John Judkins stopping by and saying, hey, I'm guessing Juddy's here, looking maybe at a Tucker Peterson type player.
He likes those kind, doesn't he?
I think either of the Mars brothers has a chance to play at the next level. Ryan's not big enough to be a post. He's going to have to expand his game. Tyler, though.
Now we see on our TV, sorry.
There's Juddy.
He went down the road there.
Does he know he's on camera is the question. He stopped by and said hi to us. They had a very successful road trip. They've won 1 million games in a row.
I think it's 10 in a row.
10, yeah. That's close to 1 million, I think, isn't it?
Next 10, 11 million. Yep, right there.
Nice hand for Ryan Mars as he checks out with 1:41 to go in a 14-point game. One more free throw coming for Lindstrom. He's got 6 points. Now he's got 7. Good balanced effort today for Desert Hills.
Yeah, it really is. And
I think the stars shine, but the other guys also showed up too.
They did. It was a good team victory for Desert Hills in this one. They weathered a couple of tough runs.
15-point game. O'Donnell catch and shoot 3 from the top of the key is no good. Rebounding foul called on Pineview. 1:24 on the clock. Yeah, Judkins, they usually play all 4 teams when they're out in Hawaii. This Hawaii trip, they only played 2 of the teams.
They did. They kind of switched things up. I think cost is one thing.
Chaminade and Hawaii Pacific beat both of those teams.
But they have Hawaii Hilo, I believe. Is it this weekend back here? Saturday,
yeah,
I think.
It's a home game Saturday. Wide out the Burns. They're trying to get everybody to wear white.
Yep.
Foul called, by the way, on Pineview on Brock Shaw. JVs have come in somewhat. And free throws coming for that man, Tucker Peterson, who had to use the body English to get that one to go in.
That was kind of fun. He was all into that one, wasn't he? Even still had a grin on his face after it finally dropped.
He had to stare that one down to get it to crawl over the rim.
Yep.
I imagine he'll swish this one. Nope, too hard that time.
Yep.
Rebound to O'Donnell. O'Donnell, one of the top rebounders in the region. You saw why right there. Peterson 1 for 2. Lead is 16. Foul inside. Offensive foul, I believe, called on the Panthers.
Yeah, I think a good job setting up there inside was Josh Wilkins, who's in the game. Yeah, see, he just stood there, took the abuse.
Hunter Moore with the personal, his first. Desert Hills breaks the press. Minute to go, 66-50. Thunder are going to go to 7-2 in region play. Pineville will drop to 2-8.
Yeah. And no doubt officially be out of any hope.
Hard drive, pass to Weber in the corner for 3. Got it. Even when you miss, it goes in when you're winning a game like this.
Yeah, when it gets rolling, it gets rolling.
Shot at the other end and a quick foul, and they won't let this baby die, will they?
No, Weber says, I got the 3. I want to get a block. And he raced down and, well, he got close. He got a foul.
So Moten will go to the line, 69-50. Thunder with 37 seconds left. Hopefully by the time we sign off, we'll have Jazz final score as well as the other 2 Region 9 games.
Right.
Moten misses the free throw. I decided to give up tracking fouls at this point because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. A lot.
Moten only 2 points, Mike.
You know, he seems like the kind of guy that could break out, doesn't he? I mean, he's
very athletic. He's one of the league leaders in steals, but just struggles with the shot.
He does.
69-51 as he hits the back end. 30 seconds to go. Peterson dribbles through the whole team, finally gives it up on the right side to Lindstrom. Lindstrom double teams, spins away from them all, kicks it over, and now Desert Hills doesn't have to shoot.
Yeah, 20
They're up
seconds.
18 with 20 seconds to go. Let's see if Pineview tries to foul. Peterson drops it off to nobody. Actually, it was not a bad pass. A little too hard, though, to Josh Wilkins. Kind of threw a fastball when your guy's only 8 feet away or 7 feet away from you, and Wilkins couldn't catch it. And here comes the hey, goodbye.
And it was kind of a no-looker, the pass. It was kind of shielded. Wilkins just was not expecting that one.
Crossover dribble by Hopper. He loses it. Desert Hills has it. They can run the clock out, and there's a foul called on Pineview. Not necessarily a smart foul with 1 second to go on Michael Moore, Hunter's little brother.
Yeah, that's just a case of, whoa, what are you doing right there in front of me?
All that is going to do is maybe pad the stats of one Tyler Weber.
Yeah.
With 1.7 on the clock and an 18-point game. Weber, swish. Tyler Weber with 8 in the fourth quarter, 15 in the game. That's 3 players in the mid-teens scoring. And he hits them both. Yeah. And that's probably going to be your final score, 71-51. Michael Moore tries a 3, a half-court shot. It's an air ball. It did hit the net, but it didn't go through the hoop. Yeah. Didn't go through, but it looked good. And that's a final 71-51 as Desert Hills does finally bust it open in the fourth quarter, Mike.
Yeah, they did. You could kind of feel like all the way in the second half they would get a little, and then Pineview would pull it back, but the entire time Desert Hills was just slowly, and then Pineview ran out of gas.
It's a final from the Thunderdome. Desert Hills now 8-2 in region. And they win it 71-51. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and be back with the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show right after this.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%.
That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana.
$150 over $90.
$180 over $111.
$160 over $110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Welcome back to Desert Hills High School, home of the Thunder. The victorious Thunder tonight. They win at 71-51. Mike Pineview scores their average. That's the good news. Bad news is they gave up 71 points to Desert Hills, which is one of the better scoring teams in the region, and it's all Thunder in this one.
Yeah, it really is, especially down the stretch there at the end of the game. Desert Hills had it in control. They pulled away. Pineview just does not have the horses. Again, I say you keep coming back, you come back, and kind of eventually you run out of gas. And that's, again, what happened, I think, to Pineview. The good news is, and I think there is some good news, you're seeing a couple of kids like a Kyler Anderson and who else tonight, I think, came in and showed a little bit.
I like Ryan Hopper,
Ryan Hopper,
sophomore. Yeah. Heck of a game for him.
Young guys that are doing some things, but, you know, that's a year down the road. They're going to be able to really, I think, produce for them. In the meantime, Desert Hills solidifying themselves as the number 2 team in the region right now. Dixie, we assume, got a victory tonight. And the only thing we're kind of looking at here is if we can get a final on that Snow Canyon and Canyon View game, because that has a lot to do with the region and would be the only possible change.
Ask and you shall receive, Mike. It has just gone final from Snow Canyon High School. The Warriors with a 60-54 victory over the Canyon View Falcons. So Snow Canyon gets their 4th region win. They're, I think, 3 out of the last 4 games they have victories. And Warriors are making a case for being a playoff team, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you and I have both seen the Warriors play this year, and they've got some talent. They've got Robertson, the big kid underneath. They haven't been really consistent. I don't know all the scoring and stuff tonight, but I got a feeling that they had to have been somewhat consistent because Canyon View is a good, scrappy team. And you know what? That 6-point, I think that was the difference from about the first quarter. Was about a 6-point ball game, and so they maintained.
I mean, we don't know the whole story as to, if Canyon View ever tied it or got the lead, but we know that Snow Canyon almost led wire to wire and wins that game by 60-54. The other winner tonight, Dixie beats Hurricane at home. So the Flyers 9-0 in region play with a 59-48 victory over the Hurricane Tigers, and of course here it was 71-51. Desert Hills beating Pineview. Mike, I'm going to work on updating my standings. If you want to maybe talk about, let's do the highlights. You talk about the highlights. I'll work on updating my standings.
I like that. Let's take a look at the highlights again in the second half. There is a steal. There's the young guy we talked about, Hopper, with a nice pass over to O'Donnell, lay it up and in. Once again, out of the corner, deep three, and Pineview made a little mini run in there a couple of times, but at the other end, this is what happens. A deep shot once again by Mars, and there's Peterson, and he really, I thought, had a great game tonight, every end of the floor. There's a steal, easy layup. Desert Hills keeping the pressure on, and there's the hammer dunk. Had to be a favor there by Weber, and then he steps out and shoots that long three that bounces around and drops through. So Weber had a great game. Good job, guys, on the highlights. We certainly appreciate that. He played extremely well tonight. You had the good inside game of the Mars Peterson group there. For Pineview, once again, too little, too late. They made a couple of runs in that third quarter. Kept it close, and they were around a 10-point differential, but could never quite. I think they got it down to 7 at one point. That was about. Had a sneezing attack there. He got it down close, but could never get it over, and then down the stretch, they ran out of gas. Desert Hills pulls away for a 20-point victory here tonight. Once again, they did get the needed points tonight, so you do get your free dessert. Thank you so much to the good folks there. Really have been good all year long. In fact, for a couple of years, the whole brick asphalt big score dessert. So stop by on your way home at Yogurtland. 5 ounces are free. You want to get more than that, you're on your own. But thanks again to the good folks there, Whole Brick Asphalt.
All right, let's take a look at the updated standings, then we'll get into our Wilkinson stats. Again, postgame brought to you by Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Mike, here they are up to the second. Dixie with the win tonight. They're 9-0 in region, 17-3 overall. Flyers in first place. Desert Hills kind of keeping pace. They're 2 games back, so they needed to win tonight. They improved to 14-5 overall, 7-2 in region, so 2 games exactly behind Dixie High. They both had their bye here in the second half of region play. So there's where you're at. Hurricane is at 5-4 as they take a loss tonight. They are now 4 games back of Dixie, 2 games back of Desert Hills. Canyon View drops to 5-5 in region. They now are 4.5 games rather behind Dixie. And more importantly, Canyon View just 1 game ahead of Snow Canyon because the Warriors, with their win tonight, improved to 4-6 in region, 1 game behind Canyon View. Unfortunately for Pineview and Cedar, the playoffs are pretty much toast. Pineview 2-8 now in region. Cedar at 1-8 in region play. Pineview with a bye coming up, so they are officially eliminated from the playoffs. But all of a sudden, okay, we got the top race. We got Dixie with a 2-game lead and Desert Hills hot on their heels. And then you got a pretty good little mix there in the middle. 5-4 Hurricane, 5-5 Canyon View, 4-6 Snow Canyon for that last playoff spot.
You know, and in talking...
Last 2 spots, I should say.
The last 2 spots, and in talking with the Desert Hills coach prior to the ball game, one thing that he talked about, he said, it really is important for us, number one, to keep pace with Dixie, but the second thing he mentioned was we have to keep at least number 2 because that is a home game in the first round, and that's what we want. We want to keep that because he says, obviously, you want to play at home. You don't want to go on the road in that first round and, have to force
the play a good team up in Logan or something. That would be tough. You know, I actually talked with Coach Langston of Hurricane a few nights ago, and he said we have plans on a home game in the playoffs. That took a big hit because they lost this game tonight to Dixie. Now they find themselves, a couple of games behind Desert Hills
with
for
3 games left.
With 3 left for that playoff spot. Now I know they play Desert Hills still, so that's big, but that's a tough one. That's a tough loss to take for Hurricane tonight.
Yep.
Dixie, I'm sitting there going, I don't know how they're doing it. They just keep winning. That's all they do. They just keep winning.
They don't look good some nights. They still come back and win. They look really good some nights, and they end up winning. They have just, they got the magic this year.
All right, let's go over some stats, and then Michael help us figure out our players and plays of the game. Leading scorer for Pineview was Jack O'Donnell with 13 points. Hunter Moore with 10 points. He had a couple of threes in the second half to get him into double figures. Ryan Hopper had 6, 4 for Tyler Henderson, 5 for Gavin Bateman, 3 for Michael Moten, 3 also for Jared Sudweeks, and Taylor Tobler just didn't have much in the tank. He only had 3 points and played very limited minutes. On the winning side of the ledger, Desert Hills gets 21 from Tucker Peterson, including 3 first-half three-pointers. Also 17 for Ryan Mars. Got in foul trouble late, didn't score in the fourth quarter. He had his 17 were in the first 3 quarters. 16 for Tyler Weber, and then other score 7 for Lindstrom, 5 for Allred, and 5 for Tyler Mars. Thunder scored 19 in the fourth quarter to pull away from Pineview. Actually outscored Pineview 19-11 in the final stanza. Mike, where are you leaning toward on our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game?
I'm leaning Peterson. I don't know how we go against him. I think you mentioned he started out strong. He knocked down big threes. That kind of got him off and running. We don't know how many rebounds, but he had a whole bunch once again here tonight, and then ended up leading. It was at 21 points, I think you said tonight. I just don't know how you go against Tucker Peterson.
Let's do it. He's our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. Dad's is your quality service carrier, running strong since 1988. Fuel up and grab a snack at Ernie's 2 Sinclair. Dad's delivers you the player of the game all season long. All right, a couple of other instances or awards we need to hand out. We're looking at Appliance Wholesalers Plus AWP Play of the Game. I think, that the one play that sticks out in my mind, maybe above all others, was Tucker Peterson floating across the lane and then finishing with a left hand. He looks so natural. He's not a left-hander, but he looks so natural with that lefty finish, and he hung in the air longer than you and I ever could, and maybe longer than anybody else on the floor. So what do you think?
That sounds good. I mean, there obviously was the flush there that was kind of fun to watch and talk about.
Man, I forgot about the dunk. Maybe we go there with Tyler Weber's throwdown.
That looked pretty good. It got the crowd going. To me, that kind of put a stamp on the win here tonight.
I'm going to defer to your decision on this one, but I think the dunk might have to be it. Tyler Weber, we didn't know he could dunk, and he showed, yes, I can.
Easily he can get up.
Weber with 16 points, including a big throwdown in the fourth quarter. He also hit 5 of his free throws. That makes me happy.
There you go. All right.
So Tyler Weber, AWP Playmaker Play of the Game. Thanks to the boys at Appliance Wholesalers Plus across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. And finally, our Jimmy John Super Sub of the game. I mean, you could go with maybe Tyler Mars coming off the bench. I like some of these young guys that came in for Pineview, and they didn't get a win, but we saw, Ryan Hopper started, but he really is a super sub because he wasn't starting at the start of the year. In fact, I think the only reason he's starting is because Tobler's been sick.
I agree. I like that. I mean, I think he deserves some credit. He played well tonight.
Ryan Hopper is our Jimmy John Super Sub of the Game. Visit one of 4 Southern Utah locations for subs so fast and fresh that you'll freak.
There you go.
At Jimmy John. Thanks also to Sports Clip for presenting the MVP of the night. And, of course, Whole Brick Asphalt, the Big Score Dessert. Go to Yogurtland right now and get your Big Score Dessert courtesy of Whole Brick Asphalt. 5 ounces of free yogurt over there at Yogurtland.
Another good night of basketball here in Region 9. Not a lot of, not a lot of surprises. I'm a little surprised in the Snow Canyon Warriors. I'm happy for them. They played pretty good ball this year. They deserve, I think, a chance right now. And on their home floor, it was a big win for Snow Canyon.
Once more, the final Hearst States Hardware final, 60-54. Snow Canyon beats Canyon View. They're within a game of the Falcons for that 4th and final playoff spot. Dixie with a 59-48 win at home over the Hurricane Tigers. And right here at Desert Hills, it was 71-51. Desert Hills beating Pineview. That'll do it from here. I'm Andy Griffin wishing you, and with Mike McGarry, wishing you a good night from Desert Hills.